Hey everybody, it's Randy with Randy Reviews and welcome back to my channel. Excuse my voice. I went out a couple days ago and my voice still has not fully returned. I hope the volume is good. But I wanted to do a Ulta mini analysis based on the items that I purchased a few months back when they were having their buy one get one free mini sale. And basically, what I wanted to see was, is it worth it to purchase a mini versus the full size? Do you get better usage from either or? Is it worth it to wait till the mini is on sale, or should you go ahead and purchase it at regular price? All of that stuff. So I did a pretty good breakdown of each item and let's get it going. I don't have any of the items with me because they're in my travel bag. I just returned home yesterday and I haven't unpacked anything. So there's that. I'll put the names of each product in a description so you can just Google them or you can go into Ulta and search on Ulta. And that's all of the pricing information I'm using is from Ulta because that's where I purchased it. And I know, Ulta, Sephora, other places, Amazon, they may have different prices. So excuse me if, the pricing is 100% because I'm just strictly going off of what's at Ulta. So first of all, I bought the It Cosmetics Pillow Cream, Confidence in the Sleep bottle or something like that. Oh, hold up. Losing my phone. Okay, there we go. It was called Confidence in the Bottle Sleep Cream or something like that. I just put Pillow Cream. I paid $12.67 for it. It's typically $19 in the mini size. And I actually used this whole product up and it took me 14 uses to be complete with that product. And so that put me at 91 cents per use. So if I paid full price for that mini, it would have been $1.35 per use at a full size for a 2 ounce full size of this, which is $52 on Ulta at this moment. I would be able to get 58 uses based on, my analysis, and the usage will be around 89 cents per use. And then they have an extra large 4 ounce bottle, which is $79. And I estimated I could get probably 86 uses out of that size, and that will put me at 92 cents per use. So to think about it like this, you're looking at the price, you're like, okay, the extra large, which is double the size, is not double the price, obviously, it's $79, whereas the 2 ounce is $52. So you're like, oh, I'm getting a deal. But in actuality, the per use price is actually more. So it makes sense based on all the analysis to get the full size 2 ounce bottle, not the mini, not the extra large. So that's my little analysis. And I really like that pillow cream. It was a great nighttime and daytime moisturizer because I was using it in the daytime as well when I was traveling, and it worked great. It makes your skin feel so smooth, but it's not like slimy or super heavy or anything like that. I used it and then put a primer on and put makeup on, and it was fine. And I have pretty oily skin, so that's just an FYI. But if you like that product, it's best to try to get the 2 ounce full size. Now, 89 cents per use is kind of high. Think about that. That's almost $1 every time you use it. So let's say, for example, when Dollar Tree was still $1 and not $1.25, you could go on the Dollar Tree and buy, a full product for $1, which is basically what you're spending every time you use this cream. Now, obviously, the quality is not going to be the same, but some people don't really need a specific product to do a specific thing. Some people just have dry skin and need to moisturize. And I think for me, I love the way it felt, but I don't feel like I need it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't doing any miraculous things to my skin. It just felt good. So I don't see myself repurchasing a full size or a mini size at this point, unless it's dirt cheap or something, because 89 cents, basically almost $1 a use, is pretty steep. Next was the Stila Made You Lash Mascara, and I paid $8.97 for that. The mini is usually $14. I was able to get 60 uses out of this mascara, the mini size, And so that put me at 15 cents per use. If I would have purchased it regular price for $14, I would have got 23 cents per use out of it. And then the full size, which is $26, I just doubled the uses because, it's double the size of the mini. So I put 120 uses. That will put me at 21 cents per use. So once again, in this case, if you can't get the mini on sale, it's actually better to buy the full size. Surprisingly, I was thinking like with mascara because it kind of expires after 5 or 6 months or however, that it might make sense to get the mini, but at this price point, it makes sense to get the full size. $26 is a little steep for a mascara if you're not someone who uses mascara often, but I use my mascara pretty much every day, so for me it's not that bad to purchase at that price point. Plus, I'm gonna get 121 uses and 21 cent per use. Like, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's not nothing, but that's a good per use for a beauty product. So I would say that's worth buying it. And the full size, I would get the full size, and it's only 2 cent more for 2 cent more per use for the mini. So if you want to buy the mini because you like to switch up your mascaras often, or you feel like you can't ever get through a full size mascara, it's still worth it because 23 cents per use is not bad at all. Now let's go to the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This was the main product I wanted to try. I have been wanting to try this product for so long, and so when I saw that it was on the buy one get one free sale, I was like, I gotta grab it. I think that's what even prompted me even buying these minis, because I wanted to get that product. So I paid $16.03 for the mini. It's usually around $25. I was able to get 20 uses out of the mini, which is 80 cents per use. At the regular cost of $25 and 20 uses, I would have been at $1.25 per use. And then the full size, I estimated, so it's $69. I estimated that I could get 86 uses, and that would put it at about 80 cents per use. And then they also have an extra large size, which they say is $138 value, and they have it marked as $113. I would be able to get 141 uses, and it would still be 80 cents per week. I mean, per use. So basically, if you love this product, you can get a mini, full, or extra large and still get the same usage unless you pay full price for the mini. So in that case, it really wouldn't be valuable to purchase the mini. You might as well purchase the full or the XL, because you're basically getting the same per use usage. And yeah, it's no point, if this is something that you use often, it's no point in getting the mini. You can always depot it and put it in another container when you're traveling. So 80 cents per use. Let's talk about it. Once again, I really liked this primer slash moisturizer. I felt like it was very rich. It was very smoothing on my face. But once again, I don't feel like it was something that was like, oh, this is something that I absolutely need. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved using it when I was using it, but I was not like, oh, this makes such a difference in my skin that I'm willing to pay $69 for a full size, or $25 for another mini, which I know is actually less value in the long run than the full or the XL size. I think these products are probably better for dry skin, and maybe that's why I don't feel like it's a holy grail product, because I don't have dry skin. So that there's that. Like I said, I really enjoyed both the pillow cream and the face base, but I don't see myself spending that type of money on a moisturizer because I just don't feel the need to. Okay, let's move on. Next, we have the Benefit Power Powder. So with this product, I obviously have not finished a full thing of powder. I got this stuff in February. I think I didn't open this until maybe March. There's no way I'm gonna finish a full, setting powder in 3 months, even though it's a mini. So these are like estimates that I had to just figure out based on what I've used so far. So I paid $13.08 for the powder, the power powder, and the mini is usually $22. I've used it 38 times so far. And so based on that, I estimated that I probably could get about 150 uses out of the mini because it's still so much powder in there. And you know, when I'm using my setting powder, I'm literally like, I'm putting on there and I'm tapping most of it off. So I'm not using that much at all. So that's why I feel like 150 uses for the size that it is, you know, about right. So at that, ooh, excuse me. So with that, I estimated that I will be at 8 cents per use based on what I paid for it. Um, on the sale. Now the regular price, I estimated it will be still 150 uses because it's the same size, but it will be 15 cents per use because you know it's full price. And then the full size is $39, and I estimated that I could get 300 uses out of it because it's double the size as the mini, and that will make it 13 cents per use. So once again, the full size price or the per use cost is better. So you're getting more value than getting the mini. But the mini is not bad. 15 cents, 13 cents, it's all the same. It really boils down to how often you're going to use this product. Do you feel like you can finish this product in a reasonable enough time to be purchasing a full size? That's always my issue. I don't want to have products. You know, I know that they don't expire when it says they expire, but I don't want to have a powder for 7 years. Like, I just don't. So sometimes I think about that. Like, I might even pay a little bit more in the end because I'm getting less per use by buying a mini, but I'll actually use it up in a reasonable time so I can try something else. So in this case, I definitely would repurchase a mini of this because it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? 15 cents per use or 8 cents if you get it on sale. But also I really like the powder. It's almost a translucent powder, but it has a light tan to it, and it doesn't turn me ghost. Like, it doesn't turn my face super white or anything like that. I like to use it as an under eye setting powder. It's very, very smooth and it works great. It plays great with pretty much all of the concealers that I've tried. And it also doesn't get all weird and crinkly after you set. So what I find myself doing is setting once, spraying, and then setting again, and that literally like makes it look so good. So I really like this powder. And it's so small that you could put it in your travel case, you could put it in your purse. Like, if you're somebody who's super duper oily and you want to touch up throughout the day, you can do that with this powder. So that one is something I would repurchase for sure if I ever ran out of it. Next, I purchased the Real Techniques mini sponges, which was a 4-pack, and the mini puffs, which was a 3-pack. I paid $6.22 for the mini sponges, and I paid $6.33 for the mini puffs. They are typically $9.50. These, you know, they do what they're supposed to do, but honestly, you can go to Dollar Tree, you can go to Miss A, which is a like dollar beauty supply store, and they have an online site as well. I'm so used to going to the mall to get them, but they do have an online site. You can get, you know, these same things from a dollar store for $1. Like, it's a sponge and a puff. It's not nothing major. So I wouldn't repurchase these. Actually, the puffs I feel like are super too small for my finger because you know how you have to put it in. Let me show you. So you know how you got to put your finger in here, right, to grasp it. The puff is like this big. So literally, it's like just enough space for your finger. If you have a finger wider than mine, you probably can't even get it under there. And my fingers are pretty skinny. So I'm like, dang, you know, y'all could have made these a little bit bigger or at least made more fabric on the back for you to slip your hand under. So excuse me, y'all, I'm tired. It's late. I've been up since early this morning, but I would not repurchase those. That was a waste of money. I should have bought something else on my buy one get one free sale. But you live and you learn. Next is the Tarte Double Take Eyeliner Dual Pen. So one side is like a thin Sharpie, and then the other side is like a fat chisel tip type Sharpie, but it's an eyeliner. I paid $8.92 for it, and it's regularly priced $15. They do not sell this in a full size. It's just a travel size. I have not even opened this yet because I forgot that I had purchased another eyeliner before this that was still in the box. So I am working on those first, and I left this in the box. Hopefully it stays good. Where it go? Here we go. That's what it looks like. So hopefully it stays good since I haven't opened it yet. And it says it's the gel Amazonian clay infused to define inner realm. 2-in-1 waterproof. Oh, it's waterproof eyeliner as well. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I couldn't do any getting usage information off of that because I haven't opened it at all. So what I did was I took my usage information for another similar, similar liner that I've been using, which is this NYX Epic Ink Liner, and it has this type of tip, so it's very similar in style. So I use that usage information and to kind of estimate the usage information for the Tarte one. So yeah, I've used that pen so far 14 times. So my current usage is 64 cents per use, but it's not done at all, and I feel like I can get more out of it. So I estimated that I'll probably be able to get at least 60 uses. Excuse me, at least 60 uses out of that pen before it goes out. No, I'm sorry. Oh, did I do 60 uses or 30 uses? I think I did 30 uses, and because it's a dual pen, I put 60 uses. That's what I did. So anyway, 60 uses is estimated about 15 cents per use. Um, if you get it at the sales price. If you get it at the full price for 60 uses, it's estimated 25 cents per use. So either way, it's not bad at all. If you love that eyeliner, if it's like a holy grail, if it's super black, if it's super waterproof and you need that type of eyeliner, I definitely feel like the usage and the cost is not bad at all. That Epic Ink one on a regular basis is like $8.99 on Amazon. So you know, I don't know. Depending on how I feel about it, I might rebuy it, I might not. Um, I tend to go cheap on like those type of things, like eyeliners and um, waterline liners and stuff like that, because it's like they all do the same thing. Like I ain't no runway model. I'm not out in the heat. I don't need my makeup to last for 16 hours. Nothing crazy. So it's just like I just buy whatever is a decent price from a brand that I'm familiar with and keep it pushing. Last but not least is the fail of the night. The Real Techniques was a fail too, the sponges and the puffs, but this was even a worse fail. It's the Supergoop Glow Oil SPF 50 Dry Body Oil Sunscreen. That's how long the name is on Ulta. I paid $11.78 for it, and it's typically $18 for the mini. I've only gotten 2 uses out of it so far, and I have used a third of the bottle. Meaning, if I use the exact same amount, again, I could get at least 6 uses out of it. At 6 uses, it will be about $1.96 per use for the price that I paid. For the mini regular price, obviously it'd be $3 per use. $18 divided by 6, $3 per use. For a full size, which is $40, and you can get 13 uses out of it, it will be about $3.07 per use. $3 for some sunscreen oil. Cut it out, Supergoop. Cut it out. I liked it when I put it on, but it wasn't nothing special. You know what I'm saying? It was just an oil that had sunscreen in it. It's like I can find that. I don't know who else sell it, but I'm sure I can Google and find some sunscreen oil for way cheaper. And I like the oil because then you don't have to worry about looking ashy or turning white um, from regular sunscreen. But I've never tried like any of the black girl sunscreen because it was super expensive. I went in there, I think I went to Target and CVS, which are already more expensive, but I was trying not to, you know, um order online. I was trying to get it at the store. And that black girl sunscreen was high as a kite. I said, baby, why every time y'all come out something for us, it's so much more. I understand it's a smaller business, maybe than Supergoop or Supergoop by itself. I don't know what's the other sunscreen, Neutrogena or whatever. It's just a smaller business, but it's like I feel like they put a premium on top of that because it's a very limited type of thing. It's not a lot of black girl sunscreens on the market or dark skin sunscreens on the market that won't turn, brown skin ashy. So they take advantage of that, and it's like double the price. Like, I mean, do we even really need all that sunscreen? I don't. I ain't got burnt yet. And I done been living in Texas for the last 8 years outside. I done been to Mexico. I done been to Jamaica. I done been all over the country where it's super hot and I've never got burnt. And I just started wearing sunscreen. Now, face sunscreen is a different story, but I'm talking about body sunscreen. I don't feel like it's super necessary. So for y'all to be charging like that, Supergoop and Black Girl sunscreen, y'all can kiss my butt. Um, I do still want to try another sunscreen oil though, just to see, if I like it. But I'm not gonna be paying nothing that costs $3 per use. That's like me going in the store every day and spending $3 to get a little drop of oil because I didn't even use that much because the bottle was so small. I literally used like just enough to do my arms and my legs, and I think a little bit on my back and shoulders right there. Literally, that was it. So that's it for my mini analysis on whether you should purchase the mini or the full size, or whether you should purchase the product at all or find an alternative based on the prices and the uses that I've gathered. I know it's easier to be like, oh, going off the size, but you have to realize the size really doesn't give you the information you need to make a decision. It's really about your usage because everybody uses products differently. So you should be calculating based off of how much you use, because you may be somebody who, put this much in your hand and you're gone. And then I might be somebody who squirts so much and rub it in because I got super dry, ashy hands or something like that. So, that's what you need to calculate versus just looking at the ounces and saying, okay, I paid $15 for this. It's 2 ounces in there. So this is how much I'm going to be able to use it. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it was informative. I hope it helps you make better decisions in the long run when you're spending your money. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.